Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We bring you another siege battle. Now, as you can see, the forces have actually landed, so you can see the ship out there and the old boaty goodness. Now, this is where the enemy team starts, so you can see here plenty of steps, very Moria-like steps, as you can see. So, everyone's in here, all the French forces. Now, on the French forces this evening, we have the 4th IB, the 75th, the 1st CSG, which is the X4E, I believe, 4E Grenadiers. And you've obviously got in there the 5E Hussars as well, and plenty of others. And on the opposing side, we have the 100th Royals and the 77Y as the British forces defending. Oh, I also saw somebody else in there. Let's see who else was in there. The 6th Brigade in there as well. So, the French forces getting themselves ready to go. Now, you can see they make their way out of this exit, and there is the fort on the hill. So, they can make their way across this bridge. Not really advisable, because it becomes a little bit of a killing ground, especially when you've got cannons and evil people up there. So, you know, tendency to shoot at people, which does actually occur. Now, you've got a little bit of cover here behind one of these fallen towers, as you can see. Somebody probably from Aztir's building company, and damn thing fell over. So you can see up here more parts of the fort, and you can see they brought in builders to do a little bit of extra work. So they've reinforced this particular area. Doesn't it look wonderful? Look at those broken down areas with a little bit of brickwork. So this is obviously the main fort area. So you've got cannonball. So this is obviously where they're going to try and get a breach from, on one of these walls here, because this gives them the main attack area. Now over on the left hand side, where you can see them actually starting to build up a large amount of forces, you've got the broken concrete bridge, and I think it's fair to say that a few of these people might be going for the back passage. Yes, I know. So as we look round the side, that is what they're looking at. So up on the battlements we see an Aztir. So, now the thing is, you can see these guys here, they've got themselves a little cannonette, so they can engage these guys as they're making their way up through the hills. And now they get their way over to here, as you can see a bit of fire coming in. And now they make their way over to this gate at the rear. Now, that gate looks destructible, so it... Oh, well done, who opened the door? Never mind. The fights are now occurring with the French outside there, as poor old Wib paint gets taken down. So Wib has been well and truly painted with a lot of red stuff. And you can see a number of forces up here. And there's Malekith, obviously, and Slayer Boy with a nice team kill onto his teammates. Now, obviously, you've got quite a few Marines. Hello, Sailor. And these guys, obviously, trying to defend that area with a cannoneer who is Thomas, guarding that. So if you want security, then ask Thomas to guard your back passage. So let's just wait and see, as we've also got Nelly X in there from the 5E Hussars, fighting in there with Aztir, who obviously is a danger to nobody except himself. There's Grenadier October, or Sailor October, and you can see here they've already got a breach at the front of the fort, so that also enables them to make use of that ladder. But they are going to start pushing up here, but the thing is they've got to run the gamut of masses of fire, and that's going to be the problem, because these guys are going to be pouring fire down from the inner keep, I suppose you could say. So looking at the inner keep section, you can see there's pretty much only a single entrance. Let's go around the side and see what we've got. So you've got obviously target ranges. You've got a nice little stores area in there as well. So you've got things like the chapel. Oh no, that's the barracks. Even though they've got no door on the barracks. God, that must be windy. So you've also got this area in here as well, complete with, they can only afford half a covering for the door. So there are no entrances elsewhere. And Semple team kills his colonel. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Always pleasant to see. So here's another cannon that can defend the inner keep as well. And you can see, obviously, these walls up here, along with additional mortars, so these mortars can engage these areas. I think he engaged a little bit too closely. So, you can see the French forces continuing to attack. So, they are continuing to get in there, and the Honey Senpai gets taken down by Lilith from the 75th, and there is a flying Prof Troll in with the mortar. So, here is the British flag overlooking the warship. No doubt that's the French warship, so we'll have to wait and see. So, what they've got to do is they've got to make their way through here. Now, I'm guessing, yeah, look at that. You can see the damage already being done. Mortars, cannons fired from over there. So you can see them doing like a slight angle shot on here to try and get the breach into the main area. Now, obviously, this main area does have some good defensive structures. You can see here plenty of barricades to hide behind, broken down walls, and all these kind of sand pit constructions. As VP Falcon, unfortunately, commits suicide. Couldn't take the pressure anymore. Could not take the pressure. Now, here, I wonder if this is a cadet fusillade line. Oh, it's combinations of marksmen and grenadiers. So a very nice defensive structure here, complete with Aztir being shot at by his own people, which is kind of the norm, really, as far as Aztir is concerned. As Cadet Rebel manages to kill Cadet Lord Taylor, as is the norm. So there we go. Looks like Aztir's also trying to set up some more defences, get some more guys behind the wall that he's now standing on, to then fire into the enemies they come through the breach. Obviously not through the likes of poor old Corporal Cedric and Robbie. Oh dear. Very unfortunate as Ben Skull gets taken out. So now you can see fighting in the middle here. It's Aztir. He's armed and dangerous. As you can see, he's going in there stabbing multiple French people. And we're waiting for him to be shot by one of his own people, as is kind of the standard. Now, up on the walls, we have Sneckermace. And going in as well, who's the other commanding officer? It's Scruff. It's the attack Scruff. Look out, everyone. Stab in the head. Stab in the head. Oh, Scruff going mad. Scruff going stab-tastic. Look at that. And they shut the gate in their face. Fantastic stuff from Scruff there. So you can see now, this poor sod, poor old Gustav from the 4th IB, currently doing his best to avoid as many bullets as he possibly can, and an awful lot of bayonets. So he's kind of doing the distraction. And in here, we've got Marshal McConnor dealing with a rabid ginger. So you can see here, as Elite Uka, unfortunately. And there's Eyeball as well being finished off. So you can see essentially what's happening. I mean, this is the longest Aztir's ever lived in any game ever in the history of the universe. Or in the history of Aztir, I suppose. So you can now see the French forces. Now you can see there's Gustav still alive. So more power to Gustav. There's Luca 1296 making his way back out. So these guys taking huge amounts of fire. Dodging left and right. Trying to make cover. Or make use of cover. Well, precisely. Make use of the cover that's available to them. So you can see guys like this, the big red one, and there obviously is the Rabid Attack Scruff, and here's Roymer also in there as well. So, 20 minutes still remaining. Let's go and see the cannoneers for the French forces, which is over in this little cannon encampment. Very encampment. It is, of course, Cannoneer Blackadder doing his thing with the mighty mortar. And let's see if they've got any additional cannon forces. So you do have a cannon up here. No, you don't. That's a beam. Oh, dear. My cannon recognition skills are not what they should be. So, as you can see, the mortar's still coming out. Oh dear, Cadet Ezio. Unfortunately dead. As you can see, some more of the 4th IB here. Forming up, getting ready to attack. And there's Anton. So these guys moving in very quickly. So they don't want to stand there for too long, as they will be shot at. You see the tower, the likes of Capiche in there as well. Oh, look at that. The 5E being splattered by Charlie the Turtle. As more of the 5E make their way up. Commanding officer taken out. Look at this. Guns all over the floor. And a compliment from their opponents. A compliment from the opponents for that kill. So, more to evilness from Mr. Turtle, of course. As Mutton Chop manages to catch a bullet in the face. And here you can see the defensive lines. There's Gaz, who decided to get out there and get up close and personal with the French forces. And now you can see them attacking. God damn it. So, there we go. Mark's Ranger has team killed Aztir. So, always pleasant to see. And now let's see what's going on. As you can see, more stabby goodness occurring at the breach and entrance. So, we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. As you can see, more work going on. More stabby exploits. And you've obviously got these guys over here as well. So, this is another potential area for a breach. A bit harder to get to. They will be walking uphill, but we'll have to wait and see how they get on. Now, obviously, they're building a second breach here as well. But they really need to get into here. They have built that breach. But it's a question of, can they get in there and actually hold it? So they've got to get in here, and they've got to keep the 77Y and the British forces at bay so that they can defend themselves. And then push into the next point. Now, there of course is Major Malekith, who I was annoying earlier with some bagpipery, which of course was immensely enjoyable. And then dodging left and right when he tried to sabre me to death. He failed, and I committed suicide as I refused to be taken alive. As Malekith actually killed somebody. Good heavens. Cocaine there, catching a headshot from Mao. So nice shot from Mao. And now you can see these guys. The French forces, it's all about, oh, Sir Stefan from the 5th. It's all about the back passage. That's pretty much what they're going for. And the defensive forces over here, the likes of Dutch Ref and Kota Uchicha and Gary Knight and Greatsword, Marksman Greatsword no less, are in here. Now you can see, look at the amount of guns that are on the floor here as a result of all of these deaths that the French forces have actually incurred trying to push in through here. Now the trouble is, as you can see, as Hospitaller gets taken down by Patton, you've got forces up here on the edges of the wall, Catoblivion and Catoblivion, two Catoblivions up there, and Honey Senpai, and also at the rear Avior the Sailor. So let's see, as you can see, these French forces now taking huge amounts of fire as Jarl of Swag takes down Scruff with a cannonball. So there's Charlie, there's mass murderer Charlie the Turtle, killer of many people. I'm hearing fluting. So looks like Charlie's moving into a defensive position. We'll just have to wait and see what's going on, as he's going to be looking for a cannon. Now obviously he's going to be moving probably, I would say, to this flag defensive cannon and awaiting a surprise. So we shall watch as Monsieur Turtle makes his way over. Oh, I tell a lie. Monsieur Turtle has moved to work with his cohort and assistant, VP Falcon. So you can see there. Now, Snecker Mace and friends, the French forces attacking. It's the 75th, Corporal Acid moving in, as you can see, getting out the gun, ready to take a pot shot at the enemy. Takes down somebody, look at that, fantastic shot indeed. And now you can see Acid making his way in, getting, oh dear. So you can see now, plenty of stuff going on, and there's Jelty. Plenty of stabby goodness as Jelty's trying to defend himself from the likes of Frala And here's Captain Ice Storm. And there, of course, is the White Knight. Cannoneer White Knight, no less. Being looked after, babysat, so to speak, by Prof. Troll. Now, that's the view that he's got using that cannon through the murder hole, I suppose you could call it, onto the enemy forces. Now, here come the French forces. The trouble is, by taking that slightly sharper cliff, they are protecting themselves from the attack of the cannons. As you can see, some people still being hit, but it also slows them down quite significantly. And they're now pushing in, essentially right through the middle of a valley, as Aztir is in there, going absolutely bananas, as you can see. It's all about the ginger banana. So the ginger banana going in, slaying, as he's taken down by Ice Storm, as there is now a veritable passage of Frenchmen making their way through here, as you've got more stabbing going on. Tokens in there as well. Out the front, it's Corporal Ryan going stabbing mad. So let's just see. There's Corporal Ryan still attempting to go for these French forces. Another stab into there. And let's see Ryan going for that last guy on the rock. Looks like you can see now Drax phone being taken down by the Dark Penguin. And let's see. Oh, that was a big explosion. And Charlie the Turtle has just been killed by Auriculus. So, kind of slightly ironic that the Cannoneer has just been killed by a mortar. There's Scruff, taking his time. And they're waiting. Lieutenant Gamer, waiting, as the French forces continue to move. More French forces moving up as Corporal Acid taking a bullet very early on from Rio, from the 100th Royals. Lovely shot indeed. Commanding officer taken down as well for the 75th. They continue to push in, as indeed they need to. Oh, there's Reaver taken down, Spitfire taken down, Clan UK finish off. And you can see there, the 75th attempting to move in as much as they can. El Presidente taking down El Colonel, I suppose that's how you pronounce it. The otherwise future corpse known as Aztir. As you can see, plenty of fire coming in as Luca 1296 takes a bullet. And Thomas with a lovely explosion into multiple members. And drop kick as well into multiple members of the 4E. And the 4th IB as they push up towards the point. So you can see there's Wapnep. Recruit Wapnep, no less. And now we're watching to see what's going on. So, this, I have to admit, this is kind of a little bit pointless to have this gatehouse when you've got a massive sodding great hole here. And a great big hole here. But, you know, that wasn't really what they had in mind when they designed it. These walls were actually in place at the time. But, you know, these are minor details that we don't need to worry about at the moment. So, let's see. Is that Mr. Wapnep again? It is Wapnep, who seems to be enjoying himself face down in the bush. And now, there goes Quadro. Eyeball taken down. More of the 75th charging in through the front here. There's Uchiha doing some lovely stabbing as well. Sir Stefan. And the first CSG moving in. Reaper gets taken down. Slayer Boy finished off by Auriculus. And Slayer Boy managing to team kill Aztir with a lovely mortar. Fantastic. Always pleasant. Always funny. Always funny to see a team kill on Aztir. So, as you can see, quite a few Supermen out there. As more fire coming in on the 75th as they continue moving up. Swedish man takes a bullet. There's John Oxford from the first CSG. Recruit Venom. So many people. Let's see. There's Jolty. Charles Lexington. And there's the 4th IB. Moving up as this. Oh, Gamer and Eyeball and Bobatini. Taken down by Blackadder. Shrapnel finishing off Bobatini. Cutting him to pieces. And now we consider the French forces as they move into this point. Obviously, bear in mind that the attackers have unlimited lives. The defenders do not. Invariably, most of the defenders will have 5 lives. And now you can see that the French forces are down to 45 remaining. So it's almost a 2-to-1 advantage to the French. Malekith being taken down by Charles Lexington with a nice shot. And now we're waiting to see what happens as the French continue to move in. As Poshgit manages to catch a bullet. Charlie the Turtle gets taken down by Michelle Ney. And the fire continues. Black Eagle. Poppleton. Ben Skull. Oh, look out behind. As Capiche unfortunately did not. And got stabbed. As the Baker was then returning the fire. And now let's see what's going on as we move over towards the main defensive section. Robbie from the 6th Brigade, 53rd. There's Ocko moving back into defensive position. Poppleton doing the same. And it looks like the pullback command has been given for the British forces as Rusty Turban gets the rust removed. As the commanding officer there, Captain Scotty on fire, is now Captain Scotty bleeding to death. So, it's Rickaroo, it's Ricky, it's the evil that is the Melee King. Fighting the battle on his terms. Men waiting outside. There he goes. He waits for the inevitable. Pausing. Here we go. Let's follow Ricky as he's dealing with 3 men at once. This is kind of a normal Saturday night out for Ricky, I have to say. Let's just see. There we go. Nice stab by Ricky. Another nice stab by Ricky. Took a little bit of a bayonet hit. And now they're really focusing attention on Ricky as he pulls back. So that's smart play by Ricky. That way only one of them can come through the doorway at a time. And there you go. He's now fighting inside this building as he's fighting for his survival. There we go. Takes down another one. And then finally gets finished off by Gosu. So Ricky doing a great job of holding up the enemy forces so that they're unable. God damn it, man. So, let's just wait and see what's happening as my phone is continuing to annoy me. Anyway, the French now in the inner keep. Go on, stab down that gate. Stab that gate. As now, oh dear, Corporal Ryan is taken down. You can see, obviously, Spinner finished off. And now the defences. 32 defensive forces guarding this final flag. That's cheating. The flag's turning with us. No, that can't be right. Ugh. Hacks. Hacks, damn it. Cadet Rebel. Elite Uka. There's Rami. As Colonel Sir Stefan murders one of his 4th IB, the Marshal. And there's Cadet Bobatini. Oh, look at that. Octo Knight finished off very successfully. And now we're just waiting to see. What occurs? Cadet Quadro from the 100th Royals. Dark Penguin. Now, there's Honey Seppai as Uchiha gets taken down. There's J-Wall. Whoa, poor old Honey Seppai gets taken down by Conway 998. Stood just in the right position to capture that bullet. As there we go. Bit of stabby goodness occurring. Poor old Smoke Trail finished off. More fire coming in from the French forces, as you can see. The likes of Whip-Paint, Marshal Captain Whip-Paint. Beware the whip paint, it's dangerous. But beware the bullets, they're just as dangerous. So, there's Knox in there waiting for an opportunity to stab some French people. He's got to watch out, that guy on the left. There we go, nice stab as Knox then gets finished off very quickly by Natnov. And you can see here Blackadder working together with his team. Look at these numbers. 5 minutes left on the clock. There's White Knight. Working together with, there's 1233 Luke B, who's having trouble with the ladder. And who's this fine fella? It is, of course, Dropkick, looking for an opportunity to chuck the canister fire in any minute now. Ah, we got one of them. So, unfortunately not as successful as he would have liked, but these are the limits that are available to him in that corner. So over at this area, There's Webster looking to take pot shots at the enemy, as more of the French forces from the 4th IB make their way up, and in the entrance there is Eyeball, and the French have made it into the inner keep. John Oxford from the 1st CSG leading forwards with a little bit of pistol fire, and out comes the Sabre. He's moving in with the Sabre. He's going to be dodging those bullets left and right. Can he get into that final point? There we go. Goes in. Nice Sabre swipe from John Oxford, and a bayonet cuts him open. So now you can see more members there. Whoops, a cheer gets taken down. Nice stab into Quadro there from Charles Lexington. And now you can see the British forces defending themselves as best they can against this attack. Oh, look at that. Smoke coming out at that point. And Midgard have been killed by Slayer Boy as Charles Lexington then gets finished off as John Stones and the rest of the 75th continue to move in and push against the enemy. Now, there's Greatsword in there as well. A face you can not easily forget. And we'll wait and see what's going on. As you can see, who's this poor sod over here? Oh, that was poor old... There's Auriculus in there as well. So let's see. Rudolph Pass. Or Rudolph Rast. Haha, it's White Knight. Correction, it's now Dead Knight. And now the French forces are on the flag. The British forces are nowhere to be seen. This could be a very unfortunate situation. Is there a Brit under there? Because that's exactly what I'd expect to see. Gaz. Oh dear. Oh. Poor Gaz. Under the flag. And Gaz killing Master Stick. And Gaz getting well and truly butchered. Oh dear, look at this. Pork in a pie. And there goes Cruz. And apparently Gaz is stuck. So... This is the most ridiculous end to a battle I've ever seen in my entire life. So Gaz doing his job, trying to kill as many, and down goes Gaz. And the French now make their way out, and the flag drops like a stone. The French have captured the fort. And so we return for the next round. And this is obviously the sides being switched around. And those that were attacking are now defending, as you can see, and those that were defending are now attacking. Hey, bagpipery, we approve. John Prince Orange, working together with Colonel John Oxford, to the dulcet sounds of Amazing Grace. And Michael Ney being team killed already. Oh my goodness, it's so many French people. Okay, maybe one less. So there's no entrance there because that's been stopped up. And see, so what you can see, what the 77Y are doing, aside from catching lots of bullets, is you can see that they're actually following the edge of the wall here, so that they're actually kept away from the cannon fire. But it looks like they've decided to focus on this ladder to get in as fast as they possibly can. And they're about to get out position. Let's see what's going on. In come loads of French people. This is where it's going to get nasty. As you can see, the melee's beginning. They're jumping in the middle. And there's Scotty on fire as Malekith catches a bullet from Slother Energetic. And Scotty on fire doing his best to defend from loads of French people on the wall. Oh, this is brutality going on as March Ranger. And, of course, the ninja-like Gaz taking bayonets and... Well, I was about to say taking pricks from every direction, but that's more of a lifestyle choice for Gaz. But anyway, we'll now move on and see... oh, look at that. Gaz going well. With a bit of stabby goodness into Captain Scotty on fire from the 75th. So Gaz continuing to go in there and do his thing. So, oh, Cadet Sharp, as you can see now. And shot in the back by Cadet buster from the 75th. Shot down like a dog. But anyway, as you can see, the back passage is under assault again. Yeah, sorry. But it's true, it is. I mean, as we see here. Now, this is interesting. It's literally been 4 minutes into the game and there is a breach already. Now, in through the front comes, of course, Lieutenant Gamer. And down quicker than a cheap French hooker goes Lieutenant Gamer. So, you can see now the French forces, now they've got a breach. They're going to try and push. They're going to put up another breach there so they can pull the forces in even quicker. As Cadet Lord Taylor gets taken down by Cadet Ryan. Hospitaller trying to defend against Gelty from the 1st CSG. Fantastic stuff. There's White Knight. There's Dropkick. There, of course, is the Finger of Dooms. And Mr. Confusion. So, that's why I haven't seen sticky rubber for a while. Where is the rubberized one? Dear oh dear. And down goes Malekith. Kind of the norm, really. So, the late lamented Malekith. And over here, it's Uchiha. Oh, Mr. Turtle! Holy crap! Wow. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a kill. Unfortunately, we did not manage to see where it was located. So, there's nothing coming down here. Oh, the poor 4th IB. Poor lads. Let's see. Where's it coming from? Yeah, maybe as they were coming out here, possibly. I don't know. Unfortunately, I was unable to lock in on that one. As Malekith catches a cannonball. Nice catch there by Mal. Fantastic stuff. And they've got to say, nice catch, Mal. That goes without saying, so let's see, as you can see. Well, absolutely. You can see more pushing in here. The French forces continuing to push into there, and you can see now they're going to start working on. See, they've got this breach here on the right, but it's harder to get to. They're going to take out this. So you can see Brad Apple's trying to get rid of those spiky defences. And you can see that they're going to have a lot more problems getting in there. Now you can see the rest of the forces trying to break up all of these defensive spikes. As Slayer Boy in with a nice kill with a mortar as well. So good to see that the 77Y artillery is continuing to work its stuff. As there is Major Malekith running in slow motion up the hill. So using obviously the hill to mask his approach. Trying to ensure that he is not hit by any kind of bullets or explosions or mortars. With his own little personal line of bodyguards behind it. So, Malekith makes his way in over the steps and in through one of the breaches. Now, obviously, you've got step. Oh, that was very close for Mal. As Token gets taken down and Chef Skywalker is finished off. So you can see now the French forces starting to push, trying to push into this breach. Brad Apple making his way in. Being defended, obviously, by the 75th. Oh, poor old Shadow Reaper finished off. And there, of course, is the Cadet Bobatini. And there's Corporal Acid. You can see these guys trying to defend from all directions. So they've got to try and defend this area. And obviously, this area as well. As Aztir gets finished off. As indeed does Cadet. Well, let's see. No, was that Malekith? No, it might be Malekith. I don't know. But anyway. So, Honey Sepai is taken out. And there is obviously Cannoneer G-Man 1528. Try not to kill his commanding officer. Call this old-fashioned. And there is Grenadier Wraith. Now currently a Wraith. And here's Invictus as they continue to move in. Cadet Quadro catches a lovely cannonball from Blackadder. And there's Dutch Ref. Let's see how the defenders are getting on. So there's Michael Nay. Nay, nay, and thrice nay. Good luck getting that reference. There's Maz in there as well. The regimental Sergeant Major with a nice stab as well into Semple. And there you can see Maz also being finished off eventually by Rusty Turban. So Turban's his one weakness as Bobatini dies as he tries to make his way through the breach. So that's kind of the norm for Bob. Who's this? It's Wib Paint. Fear the Wib. It's time for some serious wibbling. Where's his bagpipery? I think he's under here. It is, yes. Tactical bagpipery. Now, I have to say, being ninja like that doesn't help if you're playing. Doesn't help if you're playing the bagpipes because it kind of gives your position away. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I hear a flute. There we go. Who's the flutish? Ah, there we go. Pfeiffer Anton. Good to see a bit of fifing going on. Brave fifing in the... Yeah, okay, you can stop now. In the middle of the battle. Oh dear. Okay. There's a mole. They've got some kind of Scottish mole. As you can see, more fire coming in onto the flag stand as Louis gets taken out. And let's see how the numbers are looking. 74-61. So the Brits still doing a good job of staying alive against the consistent onslaughts as Cadet Lord Taylor gets stabbed in the back as he runs for the flag. Head Chef Skywalker. Rickamaroo finished off as he comes through. Indiana Evan making his way through. The captain. And now let's see. There's Bobatini. Let us follow young Bob. And he made it about as far as he did last time. So... a definite shout out to Bobatini and his ability to snuff it anywhere on this map. So, there's Hospitaller trying to deal with a Brit as his friend next to him is taken out. So you can see him moving in and doing a little bit of stabby goodness. And there we go, gets stabbed into one guy. Oh, stab into another, that's Amaterasu. Or Amaratsu. As Hospitaller now in danger of being stabbed from the back. But there gets finished off by Mannix, Cadet Mannix, who then gets taken down by Conway 998. So there's Scotty on fire, currently in one of the tower areas, as you can see. Stogie in mouth, defending the point. So you can see, looking pretty good as far as we can see. The 77Y Pain Train continues to flow in. It's like unstoppable water. It's path of least resistance. It flows into all the nooks and crannies. Now, over here on the left-hand side is Captain Scruff. Oh, look at this! Look out! Oh, how has he not seen Scruff? How has he not seen Scruff? Oh, opportunity missed to stab Scruff in the back. Oh, wow. So we're now watching Saka something from the 5E. Having a battle. Let's see who he's battling. It's J-Wall, Marksman J-Wall, but unfortunately there's a party pooper. It's Bobatini. So Bobatini and J-Wall. Oh, there we go, a quick stab. And Saka something gets finished off by Rami, who came to join the party. As there we go, we got another one coming in, but poor old Cadet Rhyme. I think that was, no, that was Clan UK finished off by the Baker very quickly. As Scruff continues to hide out by the tower. Now also in there is Corporal Ryan and Private Black Eagle. And there, of course, Gaz. And down he goes. So, Gaz continuing his tradition of dying repeatedly. And now you can see the British forces continuing to defend as we check under the flag. This little treasure house of defensive position. As Whip Paint then gets stabbed by one of the 5E. So poor old... Oh! VP Falcon! And a beautiful team kill onto Aztir. Fantastic stuff. So Aztir is no more. And Malekith gets taken down by Martastic. And now you can see fire coming in as PFC Trouble. And more fire coming in as more of the 5E are finished off by, of course, the mass murdering turtle. Young Charles. So, nobody on that mortar. Okay. So, defending. Buster. And obviously Recruit Venom. They're hiding behind this area here. Gives them good coverage from any kind of shrapnel coming in as Clown UK. But it probably doesn't help that they're being shot at by mortars. So you can see this area here hiding behind this additional rubble. As now they've got to form some sort of defensive structure. As there's 49 versus 76. So it's just about to hit the 2-to-1 difference in forces. As Acid, and look at that, nice kill by G-Man, 1528, and VP Falcon got it right that time with a nice explosion right in the centre of the enemy forces. So poor old Colonel Helzar taken down, and lots of stabby goodness occurring in here, and yet there we go. There's Corporal Ryan looking for people under the flag. The French forces are on the flag. And now let's just wait and see what happens as one of the French forces has been taken down. And let's look underneath the sneaky. There we go. Grenadier October. He's found them, which means that the rest of the French team will be coming soon. With one of the commanding officers holding out his pistol, ready to respond. And responds into Ensign Conway. And there we go. Drum Prince Orange shot in the back as Major Malekith manages to catch a bullet. Doomfinger gets shot in the face by a cannon. Fantastic stuff, and more stabby goodness occurring. Now, right over the far side here. This is going to be a knotty situation. Will they be able to get out, or will they be penned in by the French forces? 32 versus 76. It's looking knotty. Who's defending? This is Aurelian from the 75th. Unfortunately, he gets taken down. And now you can see Scarface moving in. Oh, as Scarface then gets team killed. Mutton Chop claims another. Whoever says mutton chops are bad for you, they definitely meant mutton chop. So there's Amat defending as best he can against unwarranted and unwelcome aggression from French people with big sticks and pointy things on the end of them. So now you can see the British continuing to try and defend. As you can see, more Cadet Lord Taylor in there as well. There we go, one of them taken down. Michael Nave finished off as more stabby goodness is occurring. Fantastic stuff. And there's still another, there's 2 or 3 under there. Oh, he's going for the bagpiper. He's going for the bagpiper. And apparently Alikuka died because of sticky keys. So annoying they are. Press shift 5 times and that's it. Oh, it's Gaz. And there, of course, is Greatsword. Deciding to fight a defensive position. Takes down his enemy. And pauses to reload. Corporal Ryan from the 70MY. Booze Ruse from the 4th IB. And G-Man taking down Gaz as well. So there's G-Man 1528. Fine mutton chops on the man. Albeit wearing the daisy. Or chewing on the daisy. As you can see, there's Colonel Aztir. Looking very alive. But as we all know, this state of affairs will not last for long. So let's follow. And see how Mr. Aztir does on this occasion. Yeah, that's pretty much normal. Oh, Aztir. Oh, Aztir. Poor Aztir. Anyway, so you can see there's Gamer moving up, and VP Falcon managing to get some more team kills onto multiple members of the 77Y as he's trying to spam that flag area. Trying, as you can see, so much damage around that area. As you've obviously got Marshal McConnor from the 4th IB trying to defend the flag. A last-ditch attempt to defend the flag against the hordes. The hordes, I say, of French people. And now they're all over the flag, and it could be all over. Defiant bagpipery is occurring. They need to go under there and deal with said bagpipes. He's gone silent. This is ninja bagpipery. As more of the Brits' forces now move back. As Gamer and October get taken out. Brody Quest also. Let's see. There we go. So that's Avior taking down one of the enemy. Oh! Rusty Turban gets team killed. And Ensign Conway finished off by Prince Orange. These guys are determined to stay there. As Mutton Chop gets cut to pieces by Benedict Scarface. And there's Aztir. There's Aztir in. And there goes Aztir. And he team killed Trouble as well. Fantastic stuff. So, we're now watching Captain Scruff as he's making his way in. And Gaz, obviously. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and a lovely way to end it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been the game. I hope you've enjoyed the siege. I hope everything was to your liking. And I'd like to thank the regiments that attended and the 77Y for hosting. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Cheers.